If you could invent college today, what would it look like? You know, traditional education doesn't prepare you to address today's urgent challenges, much less tomorrow's. You want an education that will empower you to fight racism and the climate crisis, to build new technologies and find better ways forward. At Hampshire, our motto is, to know is not enough, because it doesn't matter how much information you memorize if you can't use it to act today. Hampshire teaches you the skills to tackle pressing problems and power structures. You'll not only learn, but work on unlearning the cultural myths that brought society to this critical moment. And once you widen your perspective, you'll make connections and bring together resources to develop creative solutions right away.
I think oftentimes, unfortunately, the mainstream view of education is to conform to social structures. What definitely we teach at Hampshire that is different and that is radical is that none of those systems and structures should be taken for granted. That A, we should question them, and B, we can rebuild them.
Hampshire's curriculum is being driven by the Hampshire community. A lot of the students are coming into college and wanting to use their time at Hampshire to sort of answer key questions that engage with challenges that are happening right now.
We are encouraging them to think big, think outside the traditional disciplines.
We're encouraging students to think with each other about a particular problem, engaging in questions across disciplines.
Global challenges will anchor your academic community at Hampshire. You will work alongside faculty and staff to explore a particular issue, each person bringing their own skills and passions to the table. At Hampshire, you'll not only learn from your professors, but collaborate with them.
I for sure see my professors as my allies in my work.
There is really a much more horizontalist approach to teaching that takes place at Hampshire that doesn't see faculty members as the high priests of knowledge that they're going to sort of bestow their wisdom at the students, but sort of learning that takes place together.
My professors were listening to me and hearing what I had to say. I was being taken seriously, so it made me work harder.
Hampshire students are entrepreneurs. They start businesses and organizations, and they find gaps and fill them, making entirely new contributions to the sciences, innovating in the arts, and shaping our culture through policy and activism.
From an entrepreneurial point of view, I started a production company very young, my mid-20s, but also the way to approach a problem. That I learned at Hampshire.
It is possible to have a liberal arts education that produces outstanding alumni while also providing a different way to look at not just the world, but oneself and one's ability to lead.
At Hampshire, instead of majors, you'll work across, between, and without disciplines. You'll combine fields to curate your own original course of study.
What I love about Hampshire is that you can really just mix and match all the things that you've studied here to make one thing.
The Hampshire model allowed me to explore my photography and my critical theory classes.
Mixing psychology and film,
dance, and labor economics.
No two Hampshire students have ever studied the same thing in the same way, and they never will. Instead of grades at Hampshire, you will receive narrative evaluations.
The narrative evaluation is the way a professor lets you know what they're seeing from the work that you're doing. So you're getting a better idea of what worked well and what didn't work well and what you could improve on in your next class. I think it's much better than just receiving a letter that could mean a multitude of things.
I think that's something that I would have loved as a student, and it's something that I truly believe in as a teacher.
Instead of freshmen and seniors, we have a divisional system. In Div 1, you'll explore a wide range of subjects and classes to build a strong academic foundation. In Div 2, you'll sharpen your focus and build an individualized curriculum, combining classwork with semester-long projects.
And Division 3 is the last year in which a student takes on an extensive, deep, independent project before graduation.
And you come out with something that feels really meaningful and that feels like a significant academic achievement, and that also looks great when you're applying for jobs or graduate school.
You will be encouraged to take risks, to fail, and to start over and try again.
So when you're making mistakes, that's how you know that progress is being made, because you know that you're open to learn and open to grow. I did something that I wasn't comfortable or even thought I would be doing in such a way that I'm proud of myself for doing it.
There was just so much to do and so much room to do it. And I think that really helped me not just prepare for life after Hampshire, but learn how to learn and learn how to adapt and tackle things in different ways.
Right? So in each of these moments, I'm faced with new issues, new fields, and all I have is that Hampshire excitement and that Hampshire toolbox to use to address those concerns.
We are not just here to sort of debate questions that are important, but also to act upon them. If you are concerned about white supremacy, if you're concerned about climate injustice, if you're concerned about economic inequalities, this is the place where you want to be, that you can actually engage with other people, like-minded people. First, to understand these problems, to understand their roots, to understand their context, but also thinking about radical alternatives. You want to engage with those questions and you make them central to your education, not something that happens along the way, not something that happens in your senior year, not something that happens in graduate school. It happens from your first year as an undergraduate student. You can actually be engaging with and trying to solve and think through some of the most vexing challenges. So that's why you should come to Hampshire.